serious S-tier type of story, we got Pooh Shiesty robbing Gucci Mane. And then the next comedic story that we have is Deontay Wilder, where his baby mama's doing a semen demon trick. A A-tier level story, which I think you'll be interested in. And then we got our speed story with the Chick-fil-A work crew ended up getting fired after they were doing some type of itty titty bitty dance. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You just gotta check out that clip. And we got a C-level story with Lizzo claiming that she lost her virginity at the age, well, actually, I don't know the age, but in the year 2020. So what the age is that? Let me throw the graphic up right here. And of course, we got some old stories that we may revisit. Charleston White versus Young Thug, and how Joe Budden is, actually probably between Joe Budden versus Charleston White. We'll see how that story develops. And if it's this type of news that you didn't know you needed, well, welcome, you're in the right place. Welcome to Just the Tip News Network with Scotty and Grover. The S-tier story coming with a rapper Pooh Shiesty as well as another rapper Big 30, who are associates with legendary rapper Gucci Mane. Where apparently, allegedly, as it says from the DOJ, the Department of Justice, is that Pooh Shiesty and Big 30 set up Gucci Mane back in, I think, in January of 2026 and end up robbing Gucci Mane of his items, his chain, and a couple other objects of his.
This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators executed a coordinated armed takeover and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
It's because they were upset that they were still under contract by Gucci Mane and his label, feeling that they were getting the short end of the stick and not getting the best deal in that relationship. So allegedly, we don't know what's going to happen next. We just know that the Department of Justice, the law enforcement officers are out there casing the scene. Now, I'm not sure what will happen to his accomplices, but we already know Gucci Mane is really upset about all this, but he's still standing on business saying he's not going to be telling and snitching.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell nobody, not even the police. I don't believe in nothing. Only thing I believe in is don't tell the police. About fast. It's the only thing I believe in. That's it. Keep it in the street. That's my only rule.
Now, polite savages and new viewers, if you think that Gucci Mane should be going telling or snitching or however you want to say it, hey, I'm no street dude. I'm here a law-abiding citizen, and I'm sure Grover is too. Do you think Gucci Mane should be spilling the beans and telling exactly what happened that night with Pooh Shiesty and his crew, taking his chain and all of his other type of belongings?
Hey, they got Shiesty. They got Shiesty in their ass, boy. They got their ass. Now, it sound like Gucci cooperated. It sound like the victim. Gucci was a victim and gave his testimony. Come on over here with me, Gucci. It's all right. It's all right to go and be civilian. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, come on over here with me, Gucci. Press charges on their ass. To the full extent of the law. That's how you get to.
Or do you think he should be standing on business and staying and zipping it up tight?
So once you've been in the feds, you get out, you understand the power of snitching because everybody snitches. Because that's why they got the conviction rate of 98%. Because everybody who goes to the feds, they really plead guilty or they tell. It's not no like fighting trial and people beating it, you know.
They're always winning.
Because they don't even take the case unless they got all the evidence. That's how they go about their business. They're not just taking cases.
Right.
They taking cases that they know they gonna be able to, they got you. They ain't even coming to them.
Right.
So that let me know just like the snitches is what doing this.
And for us to get to the next story, I'm gonna go hand it off right to Grover, where he's gonna tell you about the semen demon baby mama Deontay Wilder. She scooped that throwaway nut. Pause. There's no other way to say it. She basically scooped up the sperm and put it inside her, ended up having a kid. But anyway, let's go right to Grover, where he's got.
Well, you polite savages, buckle up. This one comes straight out of the Twilight Zone. One of my favorite fighters has officially fallen down the rabbit hole of insanity, and I'm talking about Deontay Wilder. So Wilder was on Piers Morgan doing his usual talk, but then the topic of his ex and how he had his baby came up. And hold up, This man went on to tell this whole elaborate story about, well, him doing his thing, and then his woman, after he was done, allegedly ran to the bathroom and used his genetic material to produce a child. Now, as wild as that sounds, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but my guy, you understand how babies are made, right? And this is your kid. The craziest part, he's literally talking about a human being, a child who at some point is supposed to look up to him. By sharing this story on Piers Morgan in front of everyone, he's putting public shame on his daughter and his family. So without wasting any more time, let's roll the clip and I'll break it down right after.
Her mother didn't. Her mother tried to set me up to have the baby. You know, she ejected my sperm in her and ran in the bathroom and locked the door. And that's how we had her.
Really?
Yeah. She don't even know I know this.
Wow.
But I'm telling it on to the world.
How do you know that?
I'm smart.
Now, my guy, listen to this. The fact that you're telling this wild story on Piers Morgan is actually a solid argument for the exact opposite of what you just claimed. In other words, bruh, you aren't that smart.
She chose that she wanted to have a baby by me because I was the best thing that ever came into her life. Most of her relationships only last for 2 months or whatever because she was a promiscuous woman.
So here's the bottom line. True or not, and honestly, I'm leaning toward I just can't believe it went down exactly like this. If it did, whatever. Is this really something you need to announce in front of the whole world? Can you imagine the years of embarrassment this kid is going to carry around when everyone knows exactly how they were produced? It's like having a mom who's out here showing everything off, and then you go to high school and somebody's like, yo, I just saw all of your mama's goodies. Same level of shame, same type of humiliation. Next time, we have to do better, you feel me?
Which one is the A-tier story? I'm more lean on the side of comedy, so, I'm always going to the Deontay Wilder, the Seaman Demon. It's a great phrase. But we're going to go next to our B-tier story, with the whole Chick-fil-A crew as well as the manager all getting axed by Chick-fil-A, who's notoriously is a religious type of company where they were closed on Sundays. I still believe they're still closed on Sundays, and went through some controversies. Chick-fil-A did not take too kindly when that whole crew were acting like 304 thoughts.
Well, polite savages, today's tea comes straight from the fast food world. So check this. There's a viral dance at Chick-fil-A where a bunch of folks was shaking what I'd call their upper assets. And guess what? The entire crew got fired. Yep, every single one. No ifs, ands, or buts. No do-overs. You got canned. And hear me out. Jobs are hard to come by right now. People are getting laid off left and right, even at the smallest gigs. It's an employer's market. And they looked at this crew and said, oh, you gonna spend company time making a viral video instead of working? Ha! Hold my beer. Next. Apparently, the manager was the ringleader, the mastermind behind it all. This gentleman right here looking quite moisturized, if I may say. And of course, he couldn't just let it slide. He hopped online to give his side of the story. So let's check out what Commander Moisture has to say about the wild stunt he orchestrated and the chaos that followed.
Every single last one of us got fired. Before I made the video, I said, hey, all I need y'all to do, I said, bounce your chest. I have to work harder to bounce my chest than a girl. Girls have titties.
You can't make this stuff up. So Cat Daddy over here organized the whole thing, and now everybody's mad at him because they got fired. But hold up, they shouldn't be mad at him. They should be mad at themselves for following a dude who goes on TikTok rocking a lavender do-rag saying, I'm a boy, but I'm still big up top. Like, what even is happening here? A cat walks backwards at midnight, and somehow this makes sense to him. Meanwhile, fools don't get it. A recession's coming, inflation is crazy, and jobs are hard to come by. And just so you know, there's a whole staff opening at Chick-fil-A. Might not be glamorous, but it's a job if you need one. One day, these folks will learn to stay off the internet with your advances while you're on the clock. We've seen nurses get fired, staff from all types of jobs, and even airline stewards. At some point, you have to get the message. Stay your ignorant self off the internet when you're getting paid. They're not paying you to make goofy TikToks. They're paying you to do the work they hired you for. You dig?
Or make sure you like, subscribe, hit that hype button if you like what you hear inside this particular video. But then we're going to now visit Lizzo, our C tier story, where she's out here claiming that she's a virgin out here on these social media streets, when I think we can all agree, we know a lot of dudes out there, maybe I'm even looking at you, like the big...
Watch out for the big girl.
I was a late bloomer.
26?
28? Time.
Well, yeah, was it really?
Can I just tell you the year?
2024.
2025. 2020.
Oh, really?
It was like, I just promised myself when I was younger that I wouldn't have sex until I won a Grammy.
What?
Oh my God, I love that.
I know.
Are you serious?
I'm so dead ass.
Now, Polite Savages, do you think that Lizzo's a virgin? If you think she's a virgin, well, I got a couple things to sell to you. Make sure you go to our merch shop and pick up some Polite Savages shirt, where you can help support the Tip Network with, Tip Network Studios right here. If you really believe that Lizzo is a virgin, and if she's not a virgin, well, you might as well pick up them shirts too. So I don't know where she's going with all this. Maybe she's remaking her whole image since she put out that last album, where she's, you know that last album.
Bye, bitch.
That whole era of her trying to push this, self-love and embracing, your body and weight, all that was fake. Yeah.
So all the self-love was a lie.
Wait, thought fat was healthy and beautiful? Why did she lose weight to be skinny?
Now she can adjust it as she wishes to find her next thing.
Now she's all of a sudden portraying herself to be this prude back in 2020. Where who knows, maybe because she's not getting enough clout, not getting enough views, not getting enough traffic, she's gonna do whatever she can that's possible to keep herself in the public eye and have her name being talked about, which, of course, we're doing it right here. Now we got our D tier story, which is not really a D tier because it just happens to be pretty old at this point. It's Charleston White versus Young Thug, where that whole incident where Charleston White is going to snitch on Young Thug, which is no surprise. I don't know why anyone has a surprise about this.
Two things you can't do. Stop me from going to the police and unscare me. Yeah, once you scare me, you can't unscare me. Goddamn happy. Be walking around every time snitch, put Thug in jail. I'm gonna be walking around like I got muscles on my chest stuck out like a rooster. I'm not bullshit. I think you know how good it gonna be feel to walk through Atlanta.
But when his name, Charleston White, was brought up on the Joe Budden podcast, Joe Budden had some choice words to say about Charleston White and how he thinks about Charleston White's reputation. Let's go and replay that clip right here.
To Charleston White, but it wasn't. It was like the snitch in his clip. I heard man. Him. Why are we reporting on Charleston White?
I think Mark's point was to see where we stood.
That where I stand on Charleston White, man. Is he in New York? Yeah, I don't want to hear none of that Charleston White. Smack dog out of Charleston White, please, please.
So it looks like Polite Savage's Lady Polite Savage's new viewers, it's Charleston White most likely will never be on the Joe Budden podcast. Unfortunately, that would have been a really nice, I would have liked to see that happen, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. And we're gonna have to see what happens next with Charleston White and what he's thinking about Joe Budden, because the moment that Joe Budden started talking trash, Charleston White is not gonna let up on that gas. Thank you for watching Just the Tip News Network with Grover and Scotty. Make sure you check these two videos out here. You got Grover doing his reactions as well. We got Tip Thoughts and Tip Talks, our new series flagship shows. And before you go, let me know in the comments section as well. Maybe we'll put a poll in the community post telling us which stories you want us to cover next. Until next time, Polite Savages, can you handle the tip? See you next time.